I accidentally stepped a maggot to death, but the system told me I had slaughtered a dragon. I slapped a cockroach to death casually, and unexpectedly got the god-tier skill Undying Body. Even the system doubts if I have another system myself. I transmigrated to a parallel world where people can cultivate, but not only do I have mediocre talent, the system I got is also a total dumbass. One day I was taking a noon nap, when the system's voice suddenly rang out. King tier star beast, Undying cockroach detected. There's no time to run. Host, please leave your last words quickly. What the hell are you yapping about again? This is just a cockroach. Sure, it's a bit bigger, and uglier, but can it be bigger than my shoe sole? Detected host killed a beast king above his level. Rewarded with divine talent, Undying Body. All damage taken will recover rapidly. Piss off, you're talking nonsense again. I was just about to start cursing, when a surge of powerful energy suddenly flooded into my body. I clenched my hands tightly, and actually sensed the existence of true essence. You can only cultivate in this world with true essence. No way, man. You're actually for real. But when I thought it over carefully, aren't I just more durable than ordinary people now? I still need to lay low and develop steadily. I work as a security guard at a library, responsible for managing some martial art manuals. In the following days, I immersed myself in the ocean of knowledge every day, even though I practiced extremely hard. My natural talent was really too poor. I practiced for a whole month straight, and still couldn't learn even one manual. What a bummer. These are even entry-level ones. Right when I was about to go out for a smoke, a pleasant voice popped up. Beast Emperor aura detected. Host, please run for your life immediately, or you will lose your life. Do you believe this crap, or do you believe I'm Qin Shi Huang? Species, Purple Soul Demon Spider. Level Emperor tier talent. Innate spiritual intelligence. Like studying human martial arts. Holy shit, it's really Emperor tier. Damn you are literally asking for death. I was so blind to trust you. Host actually killed an Emperor tier star beast above his level. Rewarded with heaven-defying martial perception, plus 20 years of cultivation base. Innate Realm, I laughed out loud. It is said that the entire Zhanghai city only has 3 innate realm masters. I finally have the ability to protect myself. I suddenly remembered, I seem to have got some other heaven-defying thing just now. All the martial art manuals I read before appeared in my mind instantly. Bree's sword skill reached great mastery. 7-star step reached great mastery. This heaven-defying comprehension is more like an enlightenment space. After the cultivation techniques I read are practiced inside it, I can master them immediately. A bold idea popped up in my head. Can I try creating my own martial art? Thinking of this, I immediately went back to the library, and only picked sword art manuals to read. All the text I read was memorized instantly, and in just a few days, I mastered over a dozen sword arts to full perfection. After over 10,000 practice sessions, I finally merged them into a powerful innate sword art. I went to the suburbs. With a single thought, the sword intent hummed. The sword energy in my hand turned into a 10-meter-long sword light. After I swung it out abruptly, the sword light tore through the air, and split an entire hill into 2 in an instant. I'll name this move One Sword Opens the Heavenly Gate. Before I could show off, I suddenly sensed several auras flying towards me fast. No good. I have to lay low first. I cast 7-star step immediately, and disappeared right on the spot. In the next few days, I still hung out in the library, no other choice. I'm just way too eager to improve. But the fact that I split a hill open casually actually blew up on the hot search. The whole Zhanghai city is talking about it. Who on earth this great swordmaster is? I thought I could hide in the library for a while, but the appearance of a little girl brought me a new surprise. Female Emperor's whereabouts detected. Host, please kowtow and take her as your master right now. Me, looking at this 18-year-old little newbie in front of me, I was totally confused. I always thought the female emperor wouldn't look like this. Shouldn't she be a cold, stunning, mature woman? While I was hesitating, a data panel popped up. Name, Liu Ruyan. Lifespan 500. 118 years old. Level, Emperor Realm. Full perfection. Holy shit, you're actually for real. No nonsense. I went up to talk to her immediately. After a chat, I found out this little girl is indeed called Liu Ruyan, but she is only 18 years old. A sudden flash of inspiration hit my brain. I've finally seen through this stupid system. What we saw are the evolved versions from 500 years later, whether it's cockroaches or spiders. They only got super powerful 500 years later. Damn, I gotta be more respectful when I talk to Brother Tong later. But right now Liu Ruyan is just a weak little acquired realm rookie. Compared to her, I'm way older and way stronger. If I go up to ask her to be my master, I'll definitely be taken as a creepy old guy with bad intentions. But I can't bear to miss out on the big boss's rewards after all. So for the next few days, I followed her around secretly the whole time, to see if I can find a chance to just kneel to her. After observing for a while, I found out Liu Ruyan is actually a sword cultivator, and she's a student of the Martial Arts Academy's principal. She's the widely recognized top genius, until I followed her to the site, where I sliced off a mountaintop with a single sword. No way, is this girl my huge fan? Suddenly an idea popped into my head. Who says I have to follow the system's script? If the system tells me to retreat, I'll just kill the enemy instead. I'll still get the reward, right? Of course I can't kill Liu Ruyan, but wouldn't it be way cooler if I make her beg me to be her master? This little girl has pretty good talent. Then I put on a black robe, and a bamboo hat on my head, and landed right in front of her in a flash. Time to show off. The sword intent left from that earlier sword strike is still wailing in the wind even now. The wind here is way too noisy, I mumbled as I waved my hand. Everything went dead silent in an instant. Liu Ruyan's face changed drastically. The sword energy even her mentor couldn't match was easily dispelled by this old man just like that. Could you be that legendary sword sovereign? Detected the Empress is very close. Opportunity will be gone in a flash. Host, please kowtow and ask to be her disciple immediately. Shut the hell up. Huh, you have extremely good talent. Would you like to be my disciple? Liu Ruyan shook all over when she heard that. Is this massive luck really this unreal? The expert I've been dreaming of wants to take me as his disciple. Without even thinking, she kowtowed 3 times loudly to me right away. The system seemed to be stunned. It lagged for a second before giving the notification. Holy shit, the Empress actually knelt to you. You're so brutal! Congratulations to Host for obtaining the Z-Way Divine Sword. Obtained Emperor level movement skill. Heaven slashing sword drawing technique. Plus 50 years of cultivation power. Great. Your master likes peace and quiet. Don't tell anyone about what happened today. Then I quickly found a hidden valley. The rewards from the Empress are indeed top tier. The moment the Z-Way Divine Sword left its sheath, the whole world shook. The clear sword chime broke through the clouds with Z-Way's divine glow. It immediately alerted all the big shots in the entire Shanghai city. Next was refining the 50 years of cultivation power. The thick, true energy formed a huge vortex and poured crazily into my body. My cultivation also broke through to the peak of innate realm half-step grandmaster. Finally, I took out the D-class unique skill I've been craving the most. Heaven-slashing sword drawing technique. By now, the outside of the valley was already packed full of people, including the Martial Arts Academy principal and the new armed police department chief, plus a bunch of other experts. But the raging sword pressure inside the valley made no one dare to take even half a step forward. They vaguely saw a figure in white. The sound of drawing the sword was like a dragon's roar. As soon as the sword was drawn, the void collapsed. Just the killing intent it emitted made everyone outside the valley tremble with fear. Emperor-level secret manual really lives up to its reputation. I've practiced this move countless times in the Enlightenment space. I don't know how much time passed. I let out a long breath of turbid air. I've mastered the heaven-slashing sword drawing technique. This time I still hid my achievements and identity. I yawned and left quietly. But as expected, this incident made the headlines again. That valley even became some sort of kendo wonder. The next day I showed up at the library on time as usual. Before I reached the top spot, I will definitely not reveal myself. Just when I was about to go explore the second floor of the library, the system's voice suddenly blared. Detected red-level blood demon. It's extremely dangerous. Host, please run away immediately. Scratch that. Host, send your disciple to kill the enemy right now. Wow, these monsters spawn really often. Rewards don't matter that much. It's just that this mission is too tricky, hey? It's safer for me, your master, to go myself. After I arrived at the central lake, I found the situation didn't seem that urgent. Dozens of fully armed guards were stationed on the shore, and leading them were the only 3 remaining innate realm experts in Shanghai City. Suddenly a blood-red monster leaped out of the water. It's a huge blood-sucking leech. The 3 innate masters immediately fought it fiercely. One of them is the Martial Arts Academy dean, actually relying on the insight he got last night. He only used a simplified version of the sword drawing technique. Too bad the blood leech fought 3 people at once. It didn't fall behind at all. It let out a weird shriek. Poisonous blood spurted everywhere. All the hit police officers got poisoned and died. Even the dean and the other 2 were badly injured. Right then, a figure flew across the middle of the lake. Sword opens the heavenly gate. That's my good disciple. This full power strike from Liu Ruyan cut a huge bloody gash on the leech, but it also drained all her inner energy. Even her sword shattered into pieces. When the leech lunged at her, she had no strength to fight back at all. I sighed softly. Guess I can't hide my identity as the Shanghai sword god anymore. Sword energy stretches across 30,000 miles. A single sword chills 19 provinces. Come to me, my sword. Master is making a move. The leech was pinned down by raging sword energy and couldn't move. The purple way divine sword pierced right through its body. Its huge red body exploded with the lake water with a loud boom. Its final confused look seemed to be asking this big shot. The system's trembling voice rang out. Host instantly killed the yellow rank blood demon. Reward, God rank unique skill. Blood, God, art, plus 20 years of skill power. To avoid drawing attention, I ran straight to the outer suburbs. 20 years of cultivation. I refined it right away. My body was already at the peak of the innate realm. I leveled up instantly, feeling the powerful strength surging inside me. Master Realm powerhouses are really as strong as they say, and this blood god art is totally up my alley. I can condense a blood god avatar using my essence blood. Doesn't that mean I can work several part-time jobs at the same time? My salary will go up multiple times right away. The news that I killed the blood demon with 1 sword soon reached the higher-up big shots, but what they were most worried about was the 3 top powerhouses in Shanghai almost got wiped out by a freaking bug. They immediately sent an inspection team to guide work later. I kept lying low as a full-time security guard at the library. For me, this is literally a book collection pavilion. As I absorbed more and more sword art manuals, the sword opens the heavenly gate skill is also getting more complete. It's slowly taking after a master rank unique skill. Even if you compare my current strength, I'm one of the very best in the whole province. I lived a pretty peaceful life for a while, until I went home late one night. I fucking ran into a ghost in the community. I live in an old residential area on the edge of the city. When I climbed up to the 6th floor, in the freezing cold hallway, a sharp ghostly scream suddenly sounded. A figure in flowing white clothes, with long hair covering her face appeared under the lamp. Combined with the dim light from the sign, it felt like I was in the underworld. Even the approaching science show would say this is unscientific. When I was debating whether to fight or run away, a system alert suddenly popped up in my head. Detected yellow rank spirit beast, 9-tailed fox. A wise man submits to fate. Host, please evacuate immediately. 9-tailed fox, Taiji rank, name Wu Bei. How dare you show off trivial skills in front of an expert? I can tell at a glance you're not human. What the fuck is wrong with you? Species, 9-tailed spirit fox, rank, early innate realm skills. King Q illusion. I'll give you 2 ways out. Either recognize me as your master and take orders from me, or turn into a fox for a vest in my closet. A scholar can be killed but not humiliated. You are my master from now on. After getting home, she did housework while begging for mercy. She usually likes to pretend to be a ghost to scare people. Scare people unconscious, then suck a little spirit energy. She just didn't expect that in this shabby neighborhood hide such a powerful expert. Suddenly I slapped my thigh. I remembered something important. You stupid system, are you playing dead? Where's my reward? Come on, bro, a beast emperor level demon. You're using it as a part-time housekeeper. Congratulations to host for obtaining the Ziyang visualization technique. Plus 20 years of cultivation. It immediately pushed me firmly to mid-stage master realm. And this Ziyang visualization technique is actually a cultivation skill specifically for mental power. Looks like it won't be long before I become an all-round genius. The next day I went to Duanfeng Mountain. I planned to test my new skills. I didn't expect to run into Liu Ruyan here by coincidence. Dusk was falling now. She looked all alone and extremely helpless. My spiritual sense kept picking up her messy, upset thoughts. Something is very wrong. Extremely wrong, 12 out of 10. Her energy is all messed up. She's way too agitated. My disciple is about to go berserk from flawed cultivation. No way, I can't let my walking reward tree get into trouble. Disciple? A sword master who calls himself the Prairie Sword Sage. He's going around challenging all sects with his apprentice. This master and apprentice are freaking strong. They win every fight wherever they go. And Liu Ruyan is going to represent Shanghai City as its top fighter to face the Sword Saint's apprentice. She knows full well she can't win. But this fight concerns the honor of Shanghai City, so she's under enormous pressure right now. Fuck, life's already hard enough. But since your master is right here, you don't have to be scared of anyone. Right after saying that, I tapped Liu Ruyan's forehead with my finger. Intense swordsmanship insights were instantly injected into her sea of consciousness. Compared to an emperor-level grand gift, this little crap is nothing, but this totally stunned Liu Ruyan. She knelt down and kowtowed 3 hard times to me. Then Liu Ruyan spoke again. Master, you have to watch out for this grandmaster. The Peak Realm Sword Saint's purpose for coming to Zhanghai City is specifically for you. Did I provoke him or something? Do you get a treasure chest? For challenging me. But then I thought again, no one knows what I look like anyway. I can just say I'm out of town on business, problem solved. Thinking of that, I didn't even bother keeping up my act, and hurried out of this messy place. In the following days, I went to the 2nd floor of the library. With my spiritual sense assisting, the blood divine art is getting more and more handy to wield. I was just about to open short videos to relax, but the first clip I swiped to was news that the Grassland Sword Saint brought his apprentice, and had already arrived in Zhanghai City. The Sword Saint is named Tang Ba. His apprentice is named Xiaohuo. Thinking this had nothing to do with me, I was just about to swipe past, when the system's notification rang in my head. Detected Emperor-level demon swordsman Xiaohuo has appeared. Even the Empress can't handle him this time. Host, please run away immediately. Holy fuck, Emperor-level? If you put it that way, I'm wide awake now. I did a quick calculation. If I use all my trump cards, taking out his Sword Saint Master is no big deal. But I had a clever idea. I still have Liu Ruyan as my professional stand-in fighter, right? Besides, it doesn't say I have to kill him. Beating him is enough. Thinking of that, I rushed to the arena right away. The arena was completely packed now, and had drawn worldwide attention. I stared at Xiaohuo below the stage. His info popped up right in front of me. Name: Xiaohuo. Age: 517, level early Emperor Sovereign Realm. I'm so hyped, so hyped. I can't wait to get my hands on this little guy's loot. Liu Ruyan and Xiaohuo both used their ultimate moves at the same time. In the blink of an eye, their swords clashed dozens of times. Both of their sword intents were laced with killing intent, showing the peak of swordsmanship. For a moment, the fight turned into a brutal life and death battle. After a dozen rounds, the two were still evenly matched, and both of them had multiple injuries on their bodies. With a loud boom, the two backed away from each other. The young man laughed maniacally, and howled up at the sky, and went completely feral. The sword pressure he emitted rose violently. He even used the Sword Saint's secret ultimate move. 10,000 swords returned to origin. One sword opens the heavenly gate. The coaching I gave her the other day wasn't for nothing. Liu Ruyan swung her long sword, as if splitting the sky. The sword light was unstoppable, and went straight for Xiaohuo's face. A thunderous explosion went off. The raised dust instantly covered the entire arena. It took a few minutes to see the two on stage clearly. Xiaohuo's sword was broken. He was kneeling on one knee, his face deathly pale, and he kept coughing up blood. Liu Ruyan stood holding her sword, the tip of her sword pointing right at Xiaohuo's forehead. The victory was decided. Deafening cheers erupted from the stands. The whole venue was chanting Liu Ruyan's name. I slouched back in my seat in a comfortable position. No need to guess, that dumb system must have scared itself offline again. It took ages before a trembling notification sound came. Host, you didn't even personally step into the ring and you took down the Emperor Realm Demon Swordsman. There were too many people just now. I'm kneeling to you right here. Reward, 100 years of cultivation. Can directly raise you to peak Grandmaster Realm. Reward, God-tier movement skill, a step across the world. Received 1 volume of the Zhantian Pill Sutra. Damn, I scored big again. Now that the current goal is achieved, I didn't stay any longer, and quickly found a quiet secluded spot, and started refining these insanely good rewards. In just 1 month, I jumped from early Grandmaster Realm to peak Grandmaster Realm. But when I think about how later there will constantly be monsters at Emperor Realm and Emperor Sovereign Realm popping up, I can't help sighing. The path of cultivation is really long and tough. A programmer transmigrated to a beast-inhabited world. He got his engagement called off by his fiancée right off the bat, and got kicked out of his family home. What fascinates me most is this Mystic Sky alchemy scripture. Alchemists in this world are far rarer than 3-legged toads, that's no exaggeration. If I can master this with the help of the Enlightenment space, I'll be completely unstoppable right away. In the following days, I've been grinding alchemy skills non-stop in the Enlightenment space. But this crap is so damn brain-racking. Just when I wanted to get some herbs to practice with, a live stream notification on my phone caught my interest. Tang Ba the Prairie Sword Saint is publicly challenging the River Sea Sword Saint at Duanfeng Mountain. I already got all the rewards, so I don't want to get mixed up in this again. But this old guy's insults are really harsh on the ears. Looks like he's been trashing me for several days already. Why can't I even hide from this mess? Suddenly a familiar figure flashed past. Your actions really let us juniors see clearly. My master disdains to take a clown like you seriously in the slightest. Liu Ruyan's 2 words hit right where it hurts. Tang Ba had been left hanging for so long, he was already super irritable. Now he got humiliated by a young girl on top of that. His face instantly turned uglier than pig liver the next second. He flicked his long sword toward Liu Ruyan. It swept over like the heavy pressure of a whole mountain. Liu Ruyan immediately started bleeding from her nose and mouth. This girl has a real sense of loyalty, but she's kinda lacking common sense. Just when she was about to be killed by the impact, suddenly the space distorted, rippling with huge energy waves. A figure in black crossed the void, and appeared right beside Liu Ruyan. This old bastard dared to touch my resource tree. He's practically asking to be killed. The second he saw me, Tang Ba's eyes filled with almost maniacal fighting spirit. The two of them clashed swords, immediately causing abnormal changes in the weather. I don't feel like wasting time with him. With a low buzzing sound from the sword, the violet weave, divine sword appeared in my palm with glorious light. I'm in a hurry. 1 move is enough to decide the winner. I squatted slightly, turned sideways to gather power, rest my hand on the hilt of the violet weave sword. The heaven-slaying sword skill instantly gathered boundless killing intent. Tang Ba's face changed drastically. He immediately used his perfected 10,000 swords return to origin skill. Killing aura burst out from his whole body. Countless dense sword shadows flipped around, as terrifying as dark clouds covering the entire sky. The contrast between the moving and static sides was extremely stark. Tang Ba pressed his 2 fingers together. A huge river of sword energy poured down, just like the sky and sea collapsing at once. I jerked the hand holding the sword hilt hard. A dazzling sword light burst out, powerful enough to wipe out all mountains and rivers. The 2 surging sword forces collided and tore at each other. The resulting roar was deafening. In an instant, blinding sword light exploded everywhere. The live stream footage captured by cameras turned completely white right away. The viewers went totally crazy. After a few seconds that felt like years, the sword light finally faded away. People could see the battlefield clearly again. The mountain ridge was completely shattered. The valleys were shaved flat into open ground, and I was still standing between heaven and earth. The violet-weaved divine sword kept humming happily. Though Tangba was also hovering in midair, blood was dripping from the corner of his mouth. His face was deathly pale. The sword in his palm had turned into fine dust. Not even the hilt was left. I lost. Tangba's eyes lost all their light, letting the dust between his fingers blow away with the wind. We weren't even on the same level at all. It was a total one-sided beatdown. He didn't even drop any rewards. This fight was totally not worth the effort. After saying a few words to Liu Ruyan, I planned to leave too. But hey, old man, you've been insulting me for so many days. Don't keel over and die after I leave, okay? My afterimage slowly melted away, turned into tiny starlight, and vanished between heaven and earth. Tangba's face, which had just calmed down, instantly went blank. A clone. The real River Sea Sword Saint didn't even move an inch. I used everything I've learned my entire life, and I couldn't even beat a mere clone of his. Confusion, fear, shame. All sorts of messy emotions flashed across Tangba's face. In the end, he got dizzy. Rage completely took over him. He spat out a big mouthful of blood directly. River Sea Sword Saint. So I'm just this worthless in your eyes? The Sword Saint closed his eyes in despair and passed out right on the spot. Tangba's cultivation Dao heart was completely destroyed. I opened my eyes in a cubicle of the library and let out a lazy yawn. After this battle, Duanfang Mountain was renamed Sword God Valley to permanently honor the fame of the River Sea Sword God. Just when I thought this whole thing was over, and I could focus on studying alchemy full-time, a system notification popped up right in my head. You idiot just pissed the Sword Saint to death. Detected the Sword Demon holds bitter hatred for the host. He will never stop until one of you is dead. Send your disciple to kill the Sword Demon immediately. What? That old prairie geezer is so petty. Wait, I swear I've seen this plot somewhere before. Oh no. This Sword Demon's last name is Xiao too. Don't bully the poor young man, is that your bit? You think you can pull this cliché on me? The day I return to River Sea, everyone in River Sea will be buried with me. I heard every word clearly from the roof. Nice speech, buddy. Too bad you'll never make it back. A chill shot up the guy's feet out of nowhere. His sense of crisis blew up instantly. Cold sword energy brushed past like a soft breeze, and sliced right across his neck. The future Emperor Realm Sword Demon Clansman. Detected host one-shot killed the Sword Demon. Reward, Dao Forging Secret Manual. Plus 50 years of cultivation power. I ignored the chattery system broadcast for the moment. Figured I should bury this guy in the turtle first. The second I touched Xiaohu's corpse, a weird true energy pulse came from his right hand. Holy shit, they're 2 star rings! Guess the old guy and the kid each had one. Figured the Sword Saint saved a ton of wealth his whole life. I grinned so hard my mouth almost reached my ears. Thanks for the free loot, Mother Nature. After wiping off all traces in the room, I brought the old guy and the kid to the waterside. I flicked my spiritual sense, and they turned to ash instantly. Since you love River Sea so much, you can stay here as fish bait. After I got home and absorbed the 50 years of cultivation, my cultivation reached the peak of the Grandmaster realm. The nine-tailed fox was totally stunned. Is he actually a genius? I also learned that the realm above Grandmaster is the Supreme Realm. But to step into the Supreme Realm, you have to comprehend the power of rules. Before that, you're only a half-step Supreme. But I'm in no rush. With my current combat power, I can run wild anywhere in the world easily. I suddenly remembered I looted 2 star rings earlier. The second I opened them, I yelled, holy shit. Spirit stones were piled up like hills. All kinds of expensive medicinal herbs were there too. Plus tons of sword art manuals including the famous 10,000 Swords Return to Origin technique. These master and disciple are straight up walking treasure chests. After constant experimenting these days, I've got the hang of the basics of alchemy. But pill refining needs either earth fire or beast fire. Earth fire is controlled by the government. I don't want to deal with that hassle. After thinking for a bit, I decided to go into the mountains tomorrow to grab beast fire. The Dali Mountains are the oldest forest in this area. Roars of ferocious beasts echo everywhere. But all the trash mobs that popped up died instantly. Me and Xiaobai, 1 human, 1 beast, plowed all the way to the core of the mountains, until we found a black valley. A pack of wild wolves was camped here, and the leader was none other than a blaze demon wolf covered in flames. Following the principle of sustainable development, I decided to just behead the leader directly. I activated the near-far skill, and appeared right in front of the wolf king in a blink. Before he could even react, I had already crushed his heart. I grabbed the beast core, and bolted immediately. When the dust settled, the wolf pack realized their leader was already dead cold, and they didn't even see the assassin's face. I was just about to head home, when my sharp spiritual sense detected a familiar energy pulse. Why is Liu Ruyan here? Turns out after the last battle, she realized her sword art lacked killing intent, so she came to this primeval forest to train. Right now she's fighting a terrifying mountain monster. She was about to cast the sky-opening sword move, when the mountain monster suddenly vanished, and appeared right behind her in a flash, and swiped down with its claw. Liu Ruyan's vision went black, and slammed straight into the ground. She was just about to die right there, when a purple sword energy shot out, and pierced right through the mountain tiger's forehead. Don't know if she's super lucky, or I'm super lucky. Either way, I just saved my future cultivation furnace again. Then I carried the unconscious Liu Ruyan to the roadside. Seeing she wasn't seriously injured, I planned to leave first. But what I didn't expect was that traitor Xiaobai actually left a wooden plaque for Liu Ruyan. The plaque clearly engraved, River Sea Library Security Guard. Before Liu Ruyan woke up, I bailed immediately. I was back home in a few breaths. The Blaze Demon Wolf's core has extremely strong fire energy, but under my violent true energy refining, it soon turned into boiling energy and was absorbed into my body. I took out the medicine cauldron I prepared earlier. Everything's ready, let's start refining. I adjusted the intensity of the flame as I went, and added herbs into the cauldron every now and then. Half an hour passed. A strong herbal scent drifted out. 3 pills successfully refined, what a great harvest. I picked up a spirit-focusing pill that boosts spiritual sense, and stuffed it into Xiaobai's mouth. Violent spiritual energy flooded his mind in an instant. Master, this is top tier. Watching him twitch and tremble all over. He looks so embarrassing right now. The next day I went to the library as usual. What I didn't expect was, Liu Ruyan was already there too, and judging by her posture, she was definitely here for me. What's your relationship with the River Sea Sword God? I was caught off guard by this sudden question. Weird. Did this silly apprentice figure something out? Turns out right before she passed out yesterday she realized that I, her teacher, was the one who saved her. When she woke up she saw the wooden token Xiaobai left secretly. I'm the only library guard here, so of course she'd come looking for me. Nope, it's not time to reveal my identity yet. Hey girl, what's gotten into you? If I had any connection to the Sword God, Would I still be working as a guard here? Sorry about that. I saw Xiaobai cackling so hard he was shaking beside me. As a guy, my sharp sixth sense immediately knew something was off about this whole thing. Don't let me catch you messing around, you hear? After Liu Ruyan left, I decided to look for some pill refining books to study further, but compared to the mysterious heaven pill scripture, these are all just beginner level stuff. Who would have thought a pill refiner like me would end up being the best of the best? Oh well. I'll just slack off and take it easy today. I planned to go shopping at the market after work, but me, the great river sea sword god, got ambushed on the way there. I just had to turn past a dead end to get to the market. When a sharp sword energy came straight at me, how dare you? You dare show off sword skills in front of the Grandmaster. But the second I waved my hand to shatter the sword energy, I realized something was wrong. Sure enough, the next second, Liu Ruyan appeared right in front of me. I'm the sword god's disciple. My master sent me to find you. Fine, I'll stop hiding it. I'm actually your senior brother. Greetings, senior brother, Ruyan says. What did master tell you when he sent you to find me? I stared at the wooden token in Liu Ruyan's hand, then glanced at Xiaobai, who was already sweating bullets. Oh great. You little brat, you're messing with me on purpose, aren't you? After sending Liu Ruyan away, I didn't even bother going to the market anymore, and went straight home. A shadowy space immediately covered the entire house. Xiaobai almost peed his pants in fear. Master, let me explain. I didn't want to listen to his nonsense, and forced him to sign a soul imprint contract with me. From then on, he had no privacy at all. I could sense any of his bad ideas immediately. Xiaobai's legs gave out, and he collapsed on the ground, admitting defeat. System detected. The scheming. Nine-tailed spirit fox is now completely loyal to the host. Reward, 1 wood rule fragment. No way, that works too. The fragment emitted a strong life energy fluctuation in my palm. It even had the magical effect of reviving the dead and healing broken limbs. This must be the so-called power of law, right? I can't imagine how terrifying the real Supreme Realm is. In the following days, I spent every day figuring out how to milk rewards from this crappy system, until a new guy showed up. One day I walked into the library, and was surprised to find that I suddenly had a new work partner. But the second I saw her, the system's urgent alarm went off loudly. System detected. Grandmaster of Formations Li Qinghe. How the hell do you keep running into big shots? Run for your life right now. Name Li Qinghe, lifespan 519 years. Level early stage Emperor Realm. Hi, my name is Li Qing. Please take care of me in the future. Li Qing? Next you'll tell me you're blind too. But everyone uses fake identities when they're out and about, so I didn't call her out on it. Instead I chatted with her casually about random stuff. Suddenly I thought, didn't I get a true interpretation of Formation Dao a few days ago? If I compete with her in formation skills, and make her admit defeat wholeheartedly, won't that get me a ton of rewards? Thinking of this, I quickly found a corner, and started studying formation techniques. But my powerful spiritual sense kept lingering around Li Qinghe the whole time. Just as I expected, she started complaining about the stupid family rule that only passes down skills to male heirs. Like I care about that rule. I'm definitely getting the Myriad Formation map this time. Myriad Formation map? She called herself young lady earlier. Oh, this guy isn't even a man. From then on, I spent most of my energy studying formations like crazy, combined with the Enlightenment illusion, plus the precious treasure left by the old sword saint. My array cultivation improved by leaps and bounds, and I almost reached the Grandmaster threshold. But in Li Qinghe's eyes, I was just a good-for-nothing who only closed eyes to rest. Just wait till I deal with you, brat. Don't you dare beg for mercy then. Finally, one afternoon when the supervisor was on a business trip, a tiny ripple from the array entered the range of my consciousness. See, Li Qinghe is about to make a move. She set up a large illusion array. I guess she wants to wait until nightfall. Drug the guards first, then steal what she wants. But why is the array fluctuation coming towards me? Turns out this girl hates my slacker guts. She wants to test the array's strength on me first. The space around me immediately turned into a terrifying purgatory scene. Awesome, you dared to attack first. I saw through these cheap tricks at a glance. Directly locked onto Li Qinghe outside the array with my divine sense. Just as she was shocked, I made a casual swipe with my hand. Overwhelming divine sense burst out. The illusion shattered instantly like colored glaze. Li Qinghe's jaw almost dropped to her feet. How could this loser break my array? And she also read my lip language. Practice more if you're bad. Don't play if you can't handle losing. Oh my god, the host just swiped casually, and made the array Grandmaster lose her cool completely. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining a Thunderlaw fragment, plus the Big Dipper array diagram. What's your deal? What do you want? Wait a minute, girl. How dare you turn the tables on me when you attacked first? After I ranted at her nonstop like a machine gun, Li Qinghe was left totally speechless. She couldn't get a single word out no matter how hard she tried. When night came, Li Qinghe calmed down, snuck into the third floor of the library. But what she didn't expect was, I'd already been waiting by the 10,000 arrays diagram, and checked the array core several times already. Compared to the Big Dipper array, this thing is less interesting than watching Peppa Pig. Even dogs wouldn't want it as a gift. 3 hours later, Li Qinghe finally got past all the layers of traps, and stood in front of the array diagram. Her eyes lit up immediately, and she mumbled to herself, once I master the 10,000 arrays diagram, I'll show that lousy security guard who's boss. Li Qinghe laid low for a while after that. One day I was having breakfast at the library entrance as usual. I was thinking about how to farm more benefits from this array Grandmaster noob. Liu Ruyan walked towards me holding a lunchbox. Senior brother, this is the breakfast I made for you. Before I could react, Li Qinghe ran over like crazy, grabbed her and pulled her away. I eavesdropped on their conversation with my divine sense. I was totally speechless right then. Li Qinghe is actually Liu Ruyan's relative. Ruyan, that security guard is bad news. Stay away from him. Liu Ruyan was stunned by this sudden reminder, seeing that she didn't believe it. Li Qinghe added, he slacks off every single day, and has no ambition at all. But he casually broke my array that day. He's definitely a bad guy with ulterior motives. Liu Ruyan suddenly realized, teacher must have sent me here to learn from senior brother's character. Calm, not arrogant or impetuous. He cultivates enlightenment and peace. Li Qinghe saw me chatting and laughing with Liu Ruyan, and she was so anxious. They're chatting today. Tomorrow they'll be kissing for sure. After Liu Ruyan left, I want to challenge you. The rule is if I win, you get out of Zhanghai City forever. If you beat me, I'll kowtow and acknowledge you as my master right here. Who gave you that much confidence? Fish Liang. But an Emperor Realm big shot acknowledging me as master. That's definitely another guaranteed big loot box. A promise is a promise. Whoever cheats is a puppy. We arrived at the suburbs. Li Qinghe waved her hand and activated the array she had set up here in ambush. You came prepared, huh? The contest rule is very simple. Whoever's array has stronger destructive power wins. In the blink of an eye, spiritual energy exploded all around me. I drew a few circles in the air with my finger, a blood-red demon subduing. Array immediately locked onto Li Qinghe. After a loud bang, her lousy array fell apart like it was made of paper. This series of events was totally beyond her comprehension. What the hell, where's my array? Seeing her looking dumbfounded, I didn't feel like wasting time talking to her. Keep your promise, apprentice. She never thought she would lose. When Li Qinghe came to her senses, she felt worse than eating shit. This loser calls Ruyan Jr. sister. Ruyan calls me sister. If I call her master, then that'll mess up the whole hierarchy, right? Finally, Li Qinghe looked as pale as a corpse. A nearly inaudible master, squeezed out from between her teeth anyway. Ding! The Grandmaster of Arrays actually called you master. Host, you're literally a legend. You've obtained one fragment of Array Dao rules. I couldn't stop grinning even if I tried, wider than an AK barrel. When Li Qinghe saw how cocky I was, she burst out wailing right away, and ran off from this embarrassing spot without looking back. When I got home, I couldn't wait to take out the rule fragment. With this thing in hand, I am the Array Core. Innate power commands all cosmic energy. I rule over every shift in the cosmic force. With the Array Eye as support, I can set up a complete Big Dipper array, use the sky as paper, and stars as ink. The divine punishment from a level 7 grand array. Even a Supreme Realm powerhouse can't walk away alive. Hell yeah, I got one more life-saving trump card now. I went to the library the next day. I thought Li Qinghe would quit out of shame and anger. Turned out she not only showed up, but was also with the supervisor. I eavesdropped on their conversation a little. This Li Qinghe has pretty strong connections, huh? Oh right, the supervisor is her dad. The afternoon rolled around in the blink of an eye. I was taking a lunch break when suddenly, I felt someone poke my arm, so I turned around. Li Qinghe called me master in a super fawning tone. Turns out she pestered Liu Ruyan all last night. After tons of coaxing and pestering, she finally found out that I'm the Sword God's eldest senior brother. But she never mentioned anything about becoming my apprentice at all. Then she started putting on an act. Master, since I'm your disciple now, shouldn't I go meet the Grandmaster too? Not home, no idea where she went. Don't know when she'll be back either. I rattled off all that without stopping. Left Li Qinghe speechless again. Just then Liu Ruyan came to ask me about sword etiquette. I snickered. Time to introduce my little apprentice to you, junior sister, Qinghe. Come over and greet your martial aunt now. Li Qinghe wanted to crawl into a crack in the ground right then. Just 2 days ago, she told people to stay away from me. Now she's my own apprentice. Who does that? Liu Ruyan was totally confused too now. What's going on? Sister Qinghe hated senior brother, right? Oh, junior sister. When Qinghe joined my sect, she was so sincere and full of devotion. She was crying her eyes out. I just couldn't bring myself to reject her. That's nonsense. Ruyan listened to my explanation. Liu Ruyan saw she was just making it worse, and made a face that said, okay, stop explaining, I get it. Li Qinghe gave up trying to argue. She felt like there was no point in living anymore. In the following days, I kept studying the power of rules. At this rate, pretty soon, I'll break through to the Supreme Realm. Suddenly a news alert popped up. That caught my interest. Evil cultivators and demons are causing chaos recently. All citizens are advised to stay home and avoid visitors. These days, I've clearly noticed that the spiritual pressure in the air is getting more and more chaotic every day. This world has a beast tide outbreak every 20 years. Looks like things are going to change in Zhanghai City. I was wondering if my sect should step in when a cold shadow appeared at the library entrance. He was clutching an evil starstone in his palm, pouring magic power into it nonstop. This thing's gonna explode. Just when he finished and was about to throw it inside, a hand reached out from thin air and grabbed the starstone directly. Dude, what the hell? If you mess up my job, I'm not gonna stand for that. The crystal shattered on the spot. Next second, my hand wrapped around the man's throat. I squeezed hard and his head came right off. Then my spiritual sense dove into the deepest part of his soul's memories. Tons of information flooded in. I figured out the whole story immediately. After I disposed of the body, I went straight to the second floor to find Li Qinghe. Your dad is in danger tonight. If anything goes wrong, don't hesitate. Activate your spiritual sense immediately. Thank you, master. She took the original stone and rushed home right away. From the memories I just saw, I learned these assassins are the vanguard before the beast tide arrives. Their plan is to destroy all checkpoints that could stop the beast tide. And Li Daoming, the curator who controls the city protection array, is their target for assassination? Sure enough, a bloody conflict broke out at the Li residence that night. It lasted until nearly dawn. A brilliant shock light flashed out that finally put an end to this vicious fight. Right now in the upscale residential area, rivers of blood spread everywhere. Severed limbs are scattered all over the ground. And my array spirit stone for the Li father and daughter was literally a chance of rebirth for them. After I arrived at the library, Li Qinghe had already been waiting here for a long time. Master, this is a small token from my dad. Please accept it, master. Holy crap, I'm gonna drive a supercar and live in a manor. As the beast horde draws near, weird phenomena in Zhanghai City are getting more and more out of control. Higher-ups have also sent strong reinforcements to support Zhanghai, and I also welcomed the first visitor. After moving into the manor, Liu Ruyan looked very solemn. Senior brother, have you heard about the beast horde? Beast hordes are divided into 3 tiers. Normal, hard, and abyss. Even the normal tier horde 20 years ago already caused countless people to die. But according to top-secret intelligence, this horde is not limited to Zhanghai only. It's a nationwide riot. Its level even reaches the maximum of the abyss tier. Even with the reinforcements, our odds of winning are very slim. Zhanghai City's senior officials have nowhere to retreat. They are already prepared for the city to fall and people to die. Please pass on the news of Zhanghai's disaster to Master Senior Brother. Beg Master to come down the mountain and save all Zhanghai people from the disaster. I've lived here for so long, it's impossible to say I have no attachment to this place. But that hundreds of thousands of Star Beast Legion, I'm not confident I can stop them either. Don't worry, Ruyan. I will contact Master as soon as possible. After she left, I let out a long sigh. No sooner had Liu Ruyan left than I noticed 2 gloomy energy fluctuations following her. They must be from the same group that bombed the library before. A sword rainbow shot over in the blink of an eye. Before the 2 men could react, their heads rolled onto the ground. I learned after the soul search, all these people are from an evil cult called the Beast God Cult, and their current top target is actually me, the Zhanghai Sword God. But these 2 are way too low level. That's all they know. No worries, I'll handle it. As the magic power in the air gets more and more violent, Star Beasts affected by it have become extremely ferocious. Beast riots break out everywhere in the city. That day I went outside the city as usual to check the situation, but as soon as I got home, A violent aura entered my temporary senses. The villa was completely torn apart and in a total mess. Deep claw marks are all over the walls and floors, but Xiaobai was nowhere to be found. Oh no, even Xiaobai lost control.